Welcome to your On TV News Desk. I'm here this afternoon with Frank Palumbo, the Superintendent of Human Resources with the Algoma District School Board. How's it going today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. So, in September, we received some numbers from you guys regarding enrollment, and it looks as though enrollment is up across the school board from projections.
Yes.
223 JK to grade 8, that's up from projected, and 168 JK SK, and up 55 specifically from 1 to 8, and then up 16 in secondary.
Right.
So almost across the board there is an increase.
Yes, well, basically, in our original projections, we always do the projections in March.
Right.
And in March, we had a projection of just over 6,300. So in September, when the actual kids, when we say we actually have the kids that are enrolled, that projection ended up being higher. We were up actually 223 kids from what our projection was in March.
Wow.
And that was in the elementary system.
Right.
And if you compare it to previous years, in 2017, we were probably projected up about 157 more than we had. So
right.
We see our numbers steadily increasing.
Right.
And it's a really gregreat news for the board.
Yeah.
We're really impressed that kids are coming and joining our schools. It's one of those good news stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
To have our numbers increase for sure.
That's exactly what I thought. So, you've kind of alluded to the answer to my next question, but what do the numbers suggest in terms of, we talk, and especially with the upcoming election, we talk a lot about out-migration and how do we get people here. What do these numbers suggest in terms of people settling down and building their families here?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I think it's a great news story that our numbers are increasing. The board talks about confident learners and caring citizens all the time, and I think our board projects that, and it's one of those things that doesn't happen by accident. There's a very intentional piece to this,
right?
We couldn't do this without a huge collaborative team effort, and that stems from our classroom teachers to our support staff, to our senior admin team, and everybody's kind of looking at schools independently. What can we offer our students that are coming in? What can we offer our students that are sitting in our seats now that have been there for a while? And it's just one of those things that we just love to see happen. Kindergarten. When we look at our kindergarten numbers, our JKS numbers, we have about almost 1,300 kindergarten students that are enrolled in our schools. And again, that's up almost 200 kids from last year. And it's just a great thing to see for our board.
Absolutely. And so you mentioned part of it is, you alluded to, it's the environment that you create. So you're offering things that parents want their kids. So how do you... Yeah. What plan is in place to kind of set in motion what programs are offered and how to attract new students?
Well, I think what you have to do is every community, and you have to remember our board is massive geography-wise, right? We go from Misuranda to Hornpain to Chapleau, out east to Elliott Lake, and each community has to kind of look at their community and say, what can we offer our kids?
Right.
And each school takes a look at that, and when we look at the high school numbers, our high school numbers have increased as well. We were up from last year, up almost 90 kids. We're up 83 kids from last year, and in that we have 37 kids that are new to our system that have enrolled in grade 9 that are above our projections than what we thought.
Right.
So we look at the secondary perspective. Every community kind of takes a look at what to offer, and it ranges from schools offering outdoor ed programs to co-op programs. We have the new Hockey Skills Canada Academy program for kids in grade 7 to 10. There's IB programs, French immersion programs. There's
little something for everybody.
Yeah, a little something for everybody.
So would you say that despite there being a board where there has to be things that are congruent across the board, that schools have the opportunity to kind of build the capacity to offer specific programs? Yes,
definitely. Teachers have been doing a great job. Without their support in the classrooms and the schools, they make sure that our schools are inviting. They're engaging in the types of academics that are happening in the schools. And without their assistance in that, it can make things a little bit difficult.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the teachers and the support staff and the senior admin, taking a look at those opportunities and saying, what is it that we can offer our kids, and even within the schools themselves, different programs that are happening in the schools, chess clubs, sports, you name it. That environment is engaging, which in the end, results in increased academic improvement, which is the bottom line of what we want.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with Frank Palumbo to talk a little bit more about the implications for Sault Ste. Marie in terms of the enrollment numbers at ADSB. Stay tuned. We're back on our On TV news desk. I'm here with Frank Palumbo from ADSB. We're talking a little bit about the increase in enrollment across the Algoma District School Board. So we talked a little bit about what this means for the Soo. It shows that people are coming here, they're staying here, they're enrolling their kids here. And what I want to ask next is this resulted in an increase in classes as well.
Yes.
So has this provided, how many education jobs has this opened up?
In the elementary panel, we opened up 8 new classes,
Wow.
8 new classrooms. So 7 of those would be right within that central area of Sault Ste. Marie, and one of them was out east in Elliott Lake.
Okay.
So there was an increase in those elementary classes, and it's just, again, another good news story because we're able to offer some employment to some teachers that are coming back. The numbers of actual hirings as well, we're seeing that that's really increasing just due to demographics. People are retiring. So we really are encouraging people to come back to the Soo even for teaching jobs because, number one, like we said, we've added classrooms. We're definitely seeing that retirement bubble happen, and it's real.
Right.
So we've gone through 2 different occasional teacher hiring rounds. So we're having people that have come back to the Soo that have been working in full-time contracts just outside of the city. Mm-hmm. Some of them have been away for 10, 12 years. Yeah. But they are wanting to come back to the Soo, and we're finally starting to see that window open, and we're pleased to offer them those opportunities in the Soo. So
the situation is looking up a little bit for teachers because for a long time, there's been a little bit of it's been a little dry for them to find employment. So this is opening up directly teachers' positions, but are there any opportunity for educational assistants? Is there kind of a trickle down effect as well?
Yeah, I mean, the more students you get, the more classes you open. There's always that opportunity, depending on the needs of the schools, right, and the needs of the students. And we're seeing this trend, throughout the entire Algoma district. We're fortunate to have people that are coming back as well, looking for opportunities in our surrounding schools as well. Right. And it's just so nice to finally be able to see those opportunities come back to these people who want to come back.
And I think it's great to hear that you have people that have left the Soo and want to come back, but so it shows the reason they left isn't because they don't want to be here, it's because there was an opportunity here, and if there is, then they're happy to be here.
Exactly. And this trend kind of started, it seemed, I'm fairly new to this role, but last Christmas, it seemed like after that Christmas break, we had a lot of calls to the board wondering about opportunities because, like you had said, people are from the Soo and area, and they want to come back, and we are seeing that, and we're seeing people come back, not in droves, but like you said, it's trickling. It's a start, and we're glad that they're choosing Algoma District School Board to make their or continue their career in education.
Absolutely. Now, I know you can't offer any, projections into future years till March.
Exactly.
But based on the last couple of years, you said there's been an increase. And are you kind of going on the idea that that's going to continue at a gradual increase?
Yeah, Ronnie, it's a great question, and I wish I had this magic crystal ball. But I think what's important if we sit back and I think if you look back at what the Algoma District School Board is doing and what we're providing, we're offering great programs. Our schools are engaging. The academic program is second to none. Right. We're also seeing some of the newcomers to Canada coming to our schools. I think
diversifying.
I don't have the exact numbers, but we're over 100 now that have chosen Algoma District School Board. So that's another opportunity that we're providing. If we just continue with that collaborative effort that every employer of the board is really engaged in. We're really impressed and we're really proud of what our board is doing and what they're offering. And yeah, so the numbers are there. We have seen an increase, and I
Hopefully
look
it keeps
forward to
going.
having people come moving back to the Sioux and enrolling their kids in our system.
Well, hopefully we'll be talking again in March about how the projection is even greater than,
I would love
than last
that.
year.
I would love that.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing some of this information with us. And we'll be back with more news coming up on TV. Stay tuned.